Which celebrity gives you the quickest boner once you look at them? Why does everyone get boners from me? Double D's always get me going. Danny DeVito, that is. Mila Kunis is second on my list, just behind Danny DeVito. I forget his name, but he was the bad guy in Lethal Weapon 5. I had a feeling Danny DeVito would be here. His magnum dong attracts all. You all are wrong. It's the art critic Ongo Gablajin. Michael Keaton's nemesis. I don't know his name, but holy shit, he played an evil cold weather bird and it just made me hot. Emma Watson, especially when she puts on a lot of weight, puts on glasses, becomes half bald, and turns into a boy. That description sounds an awful lot like Danny DeVito. Either Margot Robbie or that guy who played the dad in Matilda. That guy was a stone-cold fox. That guy who plays Frank Reynolds. Unpopular choice, Trashman, aka Danny DeVito. Less than H2 greater than less than H2 greater than. Danny DeVito. Don't even get me started. The nice lad who offered me an egg in this trying time. Everyone in here is saying Danny DeVito. But what about the guy that played Phil in Hercules? I'm surprised no one has mentioned Danny DeVito yet. Gotta be Danny DeVito. Gal Gadot, but only if I squint my eyes because then she looks like Danny DeVito. I can't relate to all of the Danny DeVito responses. For me, it's Matilda's dad. Every time. Arnold Schwarzenegger's twin brother. Danny DeVito. I would say an amalgamation of Alexandra Daddario, Heather Graham, Kelly Brook and Liz Hurley. Someone with nice boobs and ass, smooth skin, sultry lips and sexy eyes. Along with a few sex scenes I can get myself off to. So yeah, Danny DeVito. It's a tough three-way split between Jessica Alba, Natalie Portman and Danny DeVito. But if I had to choose, probably Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito, followed closely by Bovine Joni. I'm a little older than most Redditors, so bear with me. There's this mid-80s movie starring Kathleen Turner called Romancing the Stone. At the start of the film, she's this naive and timid romance author who travels to South America to find her sister, who's been kidnapped by bad guys who think she has a treasure map. As the film progresses, she loosens up, lets down her hair, gains confidence, and finds love in the arms of a rough but charming character played by Michael Douglas. But the best part, one of the bad guys is played by Danny DeVito, and I get a raging Woody every scene he's in. I'm not sure of his name, but he's the actor that plays Frank Reynolds in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. What the hell even is this post? I just looked through every single comment here. Do you want to know something about all the comments? They are all correct. P.S. Only Mr. DeVito gets my boner. Over 100 comments and not one person has mentioned Danny DeVito. I'm ashamed of all of you. Who else but Danny DeVito? ... So anyways, I started blasting. Moans. Daniel Michael DeVito Jr. All these frocking sheep idiots here saying Danny DeVito. Makes me sick. Have some respect. His name is Daniel Michael DeVito Jr. Once I look at Danny DeVito I go from 6 to midnight. The Penguin is played by Danny DeVito. Dr. Mantis Toboggan. Edit. Thanks for the gold and silver, kind strangers. The only celebrity that comes to mind is Danny DeVito. Morena Baccarin. But only when cosplaying Danny DeVito. It's the guy from So anyways I started blasting. Meme. He's cute. Less than 3. That guy with the magnum dong. I know that this is meant to be a silly thread, but I'm going to give a real answer. After seeing Get Shorty, the sexy performance from Danny DeVito will always turn me on. That one person who played the Lorax. Somebody better send this thread to Danny DeVito. Quickest boner, Danny DeVito. Biggest boner, also Danny DeVito. Drew Barrymore, Anna Kendrick, Nicole Kidman, Nick Jonas, Yvonne Strahovski, Dwayne Johnson, Emilia Clarke, Vin Diesel, Isla Fisher, Terry Crews, Olivia Wilde. Rhea Perlman's husband, Danny DeVito. Demi Lovato. Oops, autocorrect typo. I meant Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito as Penguin. Danny DeVito. Odiv D. Wina D. The guy who gives out eggs in trying times. The short THICC dude that plays Penguin in the Michael Keaton's Batman. The short guy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Donkey-brained frog boy. Damn it guys, AskReddit is a serious place for serious answers. Not some big circle jerk for you as holes. Next time you guys ask a question, I hope you have to suffer through this nonsense. Don't you guys ever worry that answering even the simplest question with such vicious trolling could hurt someone? I worry about that shit all the time and you can't tell me I'm wrong here. Just answer honestly. Owen from Throw Mama from the Train. That stripper from Friends. Officer Goodbody. D. Tough choice. Danny DeVito. Instant boner. That short guy from the show Taxi. The guy from that movie, Twins. You know, the good-looking lad. Danny something. Can't remember his last name. Pamela Anderson. No, who am I kidding? It's Danny DeVito. I'd go with Jennifer Lawrence if she cut off her legs at the kneecaps, got a 6-change operation, and had plastic surgery to look exactly like Danny DeVito. You ever see Twins? The short one that isn't the Terminator. Danny DeVito. Arnold Schwarzenegger as my backup, but I prefer his twin Danny DeVito. Probably an outlier here, but I'm gonna say Danny DeVito. Matilda's father. That guy from Taxi. The dispatcher. I think his name was Dan or something. Danny DeVito. The hot twin, of course. The DeVito. Danny DeVito probably. Sophie Rundle. Edit. I spelled Danny DeVito wrong. I'd have to say that it's probably Jenna Fisher's co-star in the 2009 romantic comedy Solitary Man, Daniel DeVito. Any man willing to offer me an egg in my trying times less than 3. Danny DeVito. Haven't read all the answers so don't know if posted. Danny DeVito. Now this is why the serious tag exists, but I'd still definitely get hard anytime looking at Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito. The Warthog, aka Frank Reynolds, also known as Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito owns my spank bank. A picture is worth more than 1,000 words. Imager.com, LCZOQ3K. JPG. Whoever the actor that played Oswald Cobblepot in Batman Returns. The sight of Danny DeVito causes me to shoot a hole through my jeans. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito. There was this guy on this TV show that was set in Philadelphia. One time he played a wrestler named the Trash Man. The satyr Phil from Disney's Hercules. The bad guy in Avengers. I don't recall the name, but here is a picture. This is what made me fail No Nut November. NSFW. I'll answer this question with a quote from Andy Warhol. Danny DeVito is so cute, we should all marry him. That guy who tried to throw Mama from the train. Probably in the minority here, but Danny DeVito. Frock, marry, kill. All being Danny DeVito doesn't matter the order. I literally haven't seen a single answer that isn't Danny DeVito. Also, the answer is the male stripper in Friends who also plays Frank Reynolds. This is actually one of the most hilarious things I've seen on Reddit in a while. I bet Danny DeVito would love it. The short Italian-American guy who played Louis De Palma on the 1980s sitcom Taxi. Ryan Reynolds. No wait, I meant Frank. Danny DeVito obviously. That guy that directed Matilda. Honestly. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito. AAAAAAAND, there's my boner. Danny DeVito. And I thought I was the only one whom Danny DeVito did this to. Shucks. Emma Watson is a close second, but first choice has to be Danny DeVito. I would say Brie Larson, but I just saw this guy called Danny DeVito, so. Danny DeVito. Def Danny D. Dr. Mantis Toboggan. Upcoming back to check how his thread is going. Daniel DeVito. In my dirty dream he is formal. I'm gonna say Danny DeVito. Quickest. Probably Danny DeVito. Strongest, though. Well, that's also Danny DeVito. The troll from The Nightman Cometh. Call me old school, but I am really attracted to the guy that played Martini in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I said Danny DeVitoLaugh and upvote now.